Hello and welcome to today's show. Today we're going to look back a little bit more at 2025. I know I did this in 2 episodes prior. In episode 137, I did reflect on the year of 2025 and those 3 things that really those main takeaways. And if you get a chance, you can go back and re-listen to that. Listen or re-listen just to get kind of a more of an overview of what I learned in this previous year. So what's ahead for 2026? Well, there's a lot of stuff coming up, and I wanted to come in and just share that with you. And in the process of that, I'm going to reflect a little, because I always think what we learn and take from the day before, the year before, the history of what we learn and our experiences is what really propels us and motivates us for what's to come, right? Because we're so dynamic, not only with blood sugar, managing it all, but in life in general, aging and being a woman in this world. So this episode is a pause and a deep breath. So again, we're going to reflect and get excited about some things happening, some new guests, some new formatting, and a new book that's coming out. Have you heard about the book I'm writing? I hope you have. I'm getting really excited. I am busy working on that draft, me and a couple of other contributors, and I have some graphic people and an editor and all the things. So all the moving parts are working together to create this guide that is going to help women. It's going to be the highs, lows, and hormones. And it's going to be a survival guide for women with diabetes from monthly cycles to menopause. So all encompassing for everything we need to know and the ins and outs of everything, not just hormones, but everything that impacts hormones and how hormones impact everything else, right? That day-to-day is tough, and we need all the help we can get. So 2025 was filled with honest conversations, again, about hormones, insulin changes, getting on a pump. That was a big deal for me, starting on a pump for the first time. Burnout, frustration, food, diet, exercise, insulin resistance, and trusting your body again, just trying to get back to where we can be confident in how we're feeling and the decisions we're making. And also the year I decided to write the book that I wish I had. This is something I wished I had when I was much younger. Again, way younger, like in my 20s, 30s, 40s. I'm now in my late 50s. And again, this is going to be a resource that's going to speak to all women managing all types of diabetes. LADA, MODI, and insulin-dependent type 1. So stay tuned. And today I want to reflect on what we covered. So again, this is just a brief overview. And again, I really encourage you to go back and maybe take a look at the library of all the episodes. We've had some amazing guests, amazing topics, heartfelt shares from women in our community, and many that live with diabetes and manage it themselves. And it's so cool, the feedback I get from many of you is it's just so nice to hear from other women, people that get it. I think that is the ultimate thing. And it's very validating and it's very motivating when we can hear other examples and stories from women who have figured it out and what they're doing to help figure it out. And again, it's always moving, it's ever changing. But 25 episode themes, what we talked about the most, here's a high level look at that, at the heart of this year's conversation. So perimenopause and menopause, we really exploded on that topic, and why blood sugars can suddenly feel unpredictable. And we talked about basal insulin, bolus timing, why what worked for years may stop working, which is really that pivotal perimenopause. That seems to be the golden term of this year, it seems like. It's definitely getting a lot of attention alongside menopause, and again, that change of life for us women. We talked about sleep and cortisol and why exhaustion is not a discipline problem, and weight gain, muscle loss, and rising insulin resistance, again, in midlife. And midlife is generally termed 40 and above, right? That's obviously here or there as far as, what we term as midlife, but that's the going explanation. Hormone testing, gave you some tips on that. Hormone replacement or menopause therapy is another term that we're using. You'll be seeing that term used in my book. And the myths around that and how to advocate for yourself in medical visits. letting go of perfection and building steadier, more supportive routines. I'm all about consistency. And we really covered the role of faith and how it plays in helping us to stay grounded. We're not going to give up, but for us to surrender and say, God, you are in charge. We know you got this. You know that you gave us this disease because we can handle it. This is something we can take on and manage. And I want to say a very special thank you to Casey Parker for this wonderful reminder that God equips us with what we need for each season of life. And she will be back in 2026 for more episodes. So stay tuned for more with Casey here on the show. And the through line in all of it, it really is from start to finish, all the messiness that feels, overwhelming in between, but noting that things come and go, they ebb and flow, they rise and fall, all the things, all those metaphors that are attached to blood sugar. But it just know that you can do this. I think that's the biggest thing that we really want to help, not only myself and our guests, because, we're speaking to ourselves here too. I am with you. I am you. This is all very, very relatable for each of us. And I want to share a few things that some guests here on the show and some listeners wrote in and shared with us. And I really do encourage you, if you can rate and review the show, that means everything. I read all of them. I appreciate them. I give them a hug. I give you a hug as I'm reading your feedback. It means everything because I put my heart and soul and a lot of time into producing this show and getting it out every single week, and your feedback means everything, and we need to share this with other women. We have a small community when you think about it, small but mighty. There's many of us that need this help and need this support and need this clear direction about what we talk about in here. So please share this with whoever you know that needs this as well. But Cecily Lopez, she was here on this show just a few months ago, and she wrote this: "It was a true honor to be a guest on this incredible podcast. Melissa is opening up essential, often overlooked conversations around hormone health and T1D with such care and clarity. These are the discussions we need more of." Thank you, Cecily. I really do appreciate that. And one listener wrote, "Melissa has such a calming voice. It makes the podcast even better to listen to. And in thoughtful interviews, insightful guests, and a wide range of topics." And this is a must listen for anyone with diabetes or anyone who loves somebody with diabetes, which is a really good point to make. I hear from men who are listening to this, and that's another sneak peek to my husband who lives with type 1. You might have heard me mention him here on the show. He will be in here very soon. We are finally getting around coordinating our schedules and looking at the technical aspects of trying to record side by side, which is something we will figure out. But stay tuned for that. That's coming out very soon. Should be within the next month, so you get to meet my husband David. And another feedback that I heard from you over and over, listeners and clients told me. So these are some things that I hear on social media. They're sending me messages, they're DMing me, and they're sharing this with me. And this means more than you know. And in quotes, "I finally feel seen." And another lady shared, I didn't know hormones could affect insulin this much. Who knew? I'm so glad somebody told me this. And I stopped blaming myself. Yes, that you're not doing enough. You're not doing it good enough. That those words that I used to do it myself. That, today I'm a bad diabetic. Today I'm good or bad. Those terms just, they don't serve well at all. And the other feedback was the practical steps helped me feel less overwhelmed. So that is a lot of it as well. I don't think we lack information anywhere on the web or, in our inboxes. It's really understanding where you are, how it relates to you, pertains to you and what you need, and how to implement what you're learning. This is what I'm hoping the show is doing as well, is we're making it very clear and easy for you to simplify it to suit you and your needs. And one client shared, this is a feedback that I got from a client. So Melissa's positive, upbeat spirit created a safe space to talk about the unique challenges of managing type 1 diabetes during perimenopause and menopause. I appreciated her guidance, the resources she shared, willingness to help me explore natural options since I can't take HRT at this time. I feel more equipped moving forward and would absolutely recommend her. 10 out of 10 is the recommendation that this former client gave me. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And you also told me clearly what you want more of. And another thing that I want to circle back to is our group coaching community. So Type 1 and Midlife, it's not only a podcast, and my business is Abundant Health with Melissa, but we have a community. We have a community of ladies that join us. It's a membership style. You can come in, meet the ladies, meet with us once a week, and you have a group chat. And this is all on a dashboard that is HIPAA compliant. So there's privacy and protection about where you are and how you're managing. And that is stayed within the community. And you also get one-on-one time with me as well, and a bevy of resources that are easy to access right there on the portal. So definitely check out the link right here if you're interested in checking out more about what we're doing. And we've got some exciting things happening in that community this year as well. So look into that and learn more. So this is some other feedback that I received. You also told me clearly what you want more of. And I love this feedback. I don't know everything. I can't always figure it out or plan it all on my own. I need your feedback. I need you to steer me a little bit. But one of the things that you shared, or I should say, this is a list of things that I heard, and these are from clients, these are some members in our group, these are from women on social, these are some ladies on my email, on my weekly newsletter list that got back to me, and they said, less theory, more what do I do now? So, and that's exactly what I was just mentioning before. There's a lot of ideas and do this, do that. It's overwhelm. It's like, and then you just get stopped in your tracks like, oh, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to do nothing. So chances are when we have too much information, we end up not making any steps forward, because again, it can be paralyzing, right? Another thing is shorter, clearer episodes. So basically what I received from this, I had a chance to talk with this lady about this, is that there are very specific areas that women would like clear direction on. And that's exactly what she was saying. So shorter and clearer. So I have got a plan around that this year, and a lot of that material and content is going to be coming straight from my book. Again, I'm not going to rewrite the script, but I am going to take some of these very pertaining topics to hormone changes and all the things lifestyle related, and break them down into little snippets of episodes to give you exactly what you need, so you can walk away feeling like you can put something into action or take a step. And you don't have to second guess it. You don't have to spend hours on the web double checking, asking around. I'm a big believer in definitely getting referrals and seeing what other people are doing. But I think if you have, or if you know what it will take to get you from A to Z in relation to, an issue or something that you're struggling with, wouldn't that be wonderful if you could just do that, right? So that's what I'm here to help you with this year, with, again, those topic-driven, bite-sized episodes. Another thing is validation first, education second. So, and this is something that we definitely do inside our group coaching circle. It's just an open space to be heard, to be seen. And chances are what you're feeling or expressing, somebody else in the group has felt it or is currently feeling it. So there is so much camaraderie with that, and togetherness in that, and validation, because we can go through life thinking that it's only us, it's only me thinking this or wondering about this or worrying about this. And worrying is definitely something that we want to veer away from, but we always want to walk away with a positive directional step to take, and to do that in a community that's going to be there for you, it's going to have your back. And of course, I'm in there as well as a coach to help guide you and answer those questions. So what's changing? Let's jump ahead. What's changing in 2026? I just mentioned some different ways that I'm going to be presenting some episodes. So definitely be looking out for those very topic-driven, bite-sized episodes. They might average between 20 and 30 minutes long. And again, you can come in, you get out. I understand time is a priority for all of us. We don't have a whole lot of time to be listening to over an hour podcast. And those are good every once in a while if you got a car ride or if you got a long walk or whatever. But sometimes you just want to come in and learn and get on, right? And move on. So I totally get it because I'm in the same book. Okay, so first off, for 2026 this is the year of my book. Oh my gosh, my first time writing a book. I have been creating resources and articles and blogs and of course podcast episodes now for years, but putting it all down in script like we are doing, me and the two contributors that are helping me out with the content, and more information about them in just a moment. But if you want deeper support navigating insulin needs across every hormone stage, from monthly cycles to perimenopause and menopause, I will cover this step by step in my upcoming book. So be on the lookout this spring. Again, if you're listening today, this is the first week in January 2026. So I am hoping to have that book out by the springtime. That might be March or April. We don't know for sure. These things take a little bit of time and perfecting, and a lot of other people that are helping me put this together. So stay tuned. The name of the book is Highs, Lows, and Hormones. It's going to be a survival guide for women with diabetes, again, from monthly cycles to menopause. So all the in-betweens. And this is a great way to stay connected. You can grab my free HRT and type 1 diabetes. It's this 5-step guide to get you started. And you grab this, download it, and you get in my circle. You join the book pre-launch list, so you stay in the loop when the book becomes available this spring. So what is coming up in 2026? So this is exciting. Not only the book, but you get to come in and listen and learn and meet, ideally. You've met Kelly Schmidt. She's been in here many times presenting her expertise on nutrition and functional medicine, and also Dr. Vanessa Severo. So these wonderful ladies both live with type 1 diabetes, both practice and experts in their field, are contributing to my book. So I will have them both in here. It'll be the three of us talking about this book. I will be interviewing them together as we share details and our exploding excitement about how important we know this book is going to be for you in this community. And I just can't wait to introduce you to them and come in and listen to us chatting about it, chatting about the process, chatting about the details, about all the things you get to learn in this book. You get to learn more about them as women also living with diabetes. And I'll also be interviewing both Dr. Vanessa Severa and Kelly Schmidt individually, because I want to get each of their unique perspective about contributing to this book. And again, you get to meet them personally and get to know more about them personally. And, I think what really, really resonates with me when I know them and I've had a chance to speak to them is their passion. They're equally as passionate about this book and the need that it draws within our community. And you will hear that in this interview and see it, of course, if you watch us on YouTube here. I cannot wait to record and share that with you. Again, more to come. Those interviews will be here on the show right before the book launches, just to give you a preview of what you will get when you purchase a book. So here's what's coming next and why. So just to recap, 4 bite-sized solo episodes. So you can listen to on a walk or a drive, right? Or the workouts. That's generally how I listen to podcasts. And 1 focused topic per episode. So for instance, I have a few that are in the queue right now. I'm going to be talking about setting basal rates and doing that on MDI, multiple daily injections. And then I'm going to have another whole episode on doing that with your pump settings. And this is very, very pivotal, because when you talk about hormone changes, and this is whether you're still cycling or you're all the way into menopause like myself, these are things that we really need to understand the different types of insulin that are available, so we can make the best, not only insulin choices when we're working with our doctors, but our therapy settings. That is key. So I'm going to come in and just quickly, and it's going to be a quick overview. It's not going to be too deep, too involved, but something that you can walk away with saying, I'm so happy I now know that. And again, it's more information that you can take back to the doctor if you have further questions about, again, what type of insulin you have, your settings, all the things. Kind of an outline of what the episodes will look like. And clear takeaways instead of information overload. So I want to equip you. I want you to walk away knowing something that you didn't know, or knowing something that you can do better that maybe you've been stumbling on. So stay tuned. And real life examples from coaching women just like you. I'm going to have some clients in here talking about working with me and their experience. Can't wait to share that with you. And fewer shoulds and more sustainable steps. So it's not, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, what if? It's like, okay, what can I do today? So I'm going to help guide you through that. And each episode will follow the same rhythm I use with my clients. Validating what you're experiencing, meaning what's happening and why it's happening, without all the medical jargon. I'm going to keep it simple and to the point, and leave you with 1 to 3 steps you can implement right away. So stay tuned for more of that. And what this means for you, you don't need to do more. I think this is what it's really going to emphasize, is that you're doing quite a bit. You're doing so much every day, more than the average person. And, I don't mean to compare, but, I will, because we have a lot on our plates alongside managing a home and our careers and children and the household and husbands and all the things. But you need better timing, better information, and support that understands both diabetes and your hormones, because things get shooken up a little bit when hormones start to change. And if you haven't seen that already, you will see that, you will experience that. And that's what the show is here to kind of prepare you for. And that's the heart of this podcast, and exactly where we're heading in 2026. So if you ever thought, why did no one ever tell me this sooner, right? That's the question, is the heartbeat of this of my book. It's the heartbeat of this show. It's the guide I wish I had in my 40s, trying to connect my monthly cycles to my highs and lows and the insulin needs that were always changing. But, just finding that in one clear, compassionate place is really, really going to make a huge difference. So more on that soon. But for now, know this, you're not behind. You're doing well, you're doing very well, and you're doing all you can, and know that you're not alone. And I want to thank you. Again, we are starting off a new year. We are going into our 3rd season of the show. And thank you for trusting me with your stories, your questions, and your honesty, and that feedback I receive. Again, I read everything that you send. It means the world to me. And this community continues to shape the work I do inside the podcast with my clients and through the book. I'm writing all of us, writing for all of us who needed this information sooner. And you know what? We're just getting started. So buckle up. 2026, here we go. And again, reach out if you have any questions, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, if you know somebody that you would love to see in here, and so that you have a chance to learn more about them and their story and how they're helping other people in the diabetes community, send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. So again, have a blessed day, and we'll be back in here again with some short bite-sized episodes as the year begins. So again, have a blessed day. Bye for now.